And good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. I'm Adam Samuel. Today, we are talking week 4 of Dancing with the Stars. We are going to be going through the contestants, the dances. We have a lot to go over, but joining me for this podcast is my co-host, Eric. How you doing today, Eric? Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. There's been an error. I'm so sorry. I need to clarify this for a moment. My co-host for today is Grace. Grace, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Tyra Jr.
You know what? I don't need you making fun. I'm done with this. I'm not going to the press. I'm just, you know what? I'm done. I'm just leaving. How you doing, Grace?
And that is this week in a nutshell. I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, what was that? I will say that was the most enjoyment I think I've gotten out of like recent Dancing with the Stars.
I've been watching these shows. I started watching American Idol when I was 10 years old. And so literally I have never seen an elimination screwed up that bad in my life.
So let's unpack this because I think this is, for many, me included, this is the takeaway, weirdly, one of the big takeaways from the episode. It was what made the most waves, overshadowing some other things that maybe should have gotten the spotlight. But Tyra, she is one to snatch that spotlight away. What happened, Grace?
Okay, well, apparently it wasn't actually her fault. But no, so at the end of the show, she's declaring couples safe as she usually does. There's 3 left, and then she says who the bottom 2 are, but there's still 3 left. And then one of them that was declared safe was in the bottom 2 again. And she's like, okay, hang on, control room issues. I mean, like I said, and then she's like, pressing the judges Steve Jones style because the producers are screaming in her ear to get that show off the air. Which would be better if she didn't talk so dang much after every single freaking performance.
Hey, that's not a Tyra thing. That's just the show. Like, that's either way, they would be pushing that result to the last second.
I know. I mean, it's going to be easier now that there's fewer couples going home, but still. And I bet we'll be complaining when there's so much filler later on, if there is.
So I want to ask, what was your reaction when that happened? Like, Grace watching the show live, what's happening? What was going through your head, and what was the reaction from the Dancing with the Stars fandom?
I mean, a lot of them were blaming Tyra, which, I mean, guilty. But Val tweeted that he got Steve Harvey'd. Because I think that's the same thing that happened when Steve Harvey screwed that up. He had the wrong name on his card.
And
also
with Oscars?
Yeah, that.
Well, what an episode, Grace.
Yes.
What an episode.
Yeah.
That aside, what can I get your general thoughts on the episode? Were you a fan? Do you think it was a strong episode, or what was your thoughts?
I thought it was a good episode. I was a little bit confused when I thought the judges were playing nice at first because the lowest score this week was a 21. And even then, either I was in a bad mood from work or I just didn't like the dances as much as the judges did. And Matthew, I don't really know how to respond to that question. I wouldn't be surprised if she were.
Who knows? That's all I can say. Yeah, this was a good episode. I was still missing my Carol Baskin dose, my weekly dose. Laugh. It's my cat puns. It's my driving force. It's my I'm thinking of a pun now and it's just not coming to me. I wish I could be faster with that. Anyway, here we go. Let's talk a little bit about the actual results here because that's, I feel, another highlight. So glitch or error. Oh, hold on, I got another. Our bottom 2 was Anne and Monica.
Yes.
Was this right? Did they get it right?
Anne, yes, because I really wasn't surprised she was there last week and she wasn't that much better this week. Monica, I thought she danced better, but she's one of those that I feel like is kind of becoming forgettable. There's a few others as well.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on a lot of these contestants. I just feel like 80% of them are filler. Like there's a very clear top percentile, and I feel like everyone else is just kind of there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just a victory lap or march for those 2 or 3. I guess that doesn't match up with the 90.
Because I feel
You
like we
know,
got rid of, I mean, Charles and Carol were easily the 2 throwaway contestants that we could get rid of them and nobody cares. But like now, well, except for you. But now, like they were the bottom. Everybody else is pretty much middle or top, and the middle are just kind of coasting by for as long as they can, unless they improve.
yeah, it's I previous seasons didn't feel this way. Like it felt like there was at least some competition. Like I feel like it's just there's such a clear like parting of like the front runners and everyone else. It
Last
feels
season, I feel
weird.
like was more competitive.
Hmm.
Last season for sure. But every other season, it's kind of clear by now who's going to win. And this week, I can't say I know for sure who's going to win.
I think
I
I
kind of
could
have
say
I have a rough idea of what the finale is going to look like, but I can't for
that
sure pick who's going to win.
that's what I was gonna say. But let's actually get into the actual episode.
Are we going to
So
talk
we
about that
kick.
cold open for a second?
Tell me,
Celebrities who
tell me.
don't like criticism.
Oh God,
They made
that
this
was
like
the.
kind of like sad confessional thing about the celebrities being hurt by the judges' comments. And no, AJ does not look like Vin Diesel. He looks like the third Madden brother.
I found that part like a little cringy, honestly.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
some
better
weird
than something
stuff.
Tyra centric, I guess, but
Oh, we can always go tie up on this show. Words I would hope I would never have to utter in my life.
yeah, really, what's wrong with you?
All right, well, let's talk about Nelly and Daniela
Mhm.
doing a paso doble. I got to tell you, he seems very placed. I don't know, like very like I don't know. What did you think here?
I mean, first off, All I Do Is Win is a banger, so thanks for doing that song. Um, what?
Go on.
um, the way they interpreted the music, like within the up down part, and Nelly was throwing Daniela back, that was cool. His feet still aren't great. I don't know if he needs real ballroom shoes or what, but his energy was good. I thought he pulled off the character. The shapes could have been a lot cleaner. I don't find him forgettable like Matthew does. But I fear that he could very well just fizzle out in a couple of weeks.
The problem I have with Nelly is like rewatching it, Daniela is just going out. Like she is in it. And she's like at a 10, he's at like a 5. Like he's just there's that disconnect where I'm like looking at her and she's just so good and he's just like it's placed. It's not
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not impressed. I don't I'm just I would have honestly graded it lower than straight 7s that he got from the judges.
I would have too, but
Yeah.
I'm not a judge.
If you would have, what would be different about this show?
I mean, I know nothing about dance, so I am like the last person that should be judging this show. Like, I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, like Lindsay's doing recaps of the show. She had her little sister on, who was a pro on Dancing with the Stars Junior. She's 15. She would make a better judge than I would.
Mm.
But also, again, she's a world champion ballroom dancer, and she's 15.
All right. Well, from Nelly, we go on to Chriselle, and I still can't get over that. Now that you told me what her name is, I just keep hearing it. Like,
It's a
just
weird story.
Chriselle and Gleb doing a foxtrot. What did you make of this one?
I mean, first off, we kind of got personal stories. We kind of had a pseudo most memorable year night, and she talked about freezing her eggs, and Tyra had mentioned that as well. So, I mean, praise her for opening up for that. I thought her hair and her costume were gorgeous. Her frame was better, but overall, I didn't care for it that much. I don't know. Like, I want to like Chriselle as much as the judges do, but I can't, and I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I feel like Chriselle is going to be in trouble soon.
Oh, I do too. I'm
Like,
predicting right now somebody from my team will be in the bottom 2 this coming week.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she goes in like the next 3 or 4 weeks, and the show
Oh,
tries to frame it as like a surprise. I
yeah.
think
I'm trying to think
there's just
like
not.
who would the judges not say who would the judges not save over her?
I don't know. It's are people are people rooting for her that hard? Like in the forums and in the fan base? Is she like, I think she's another one of those places to go home, honestly.
I don't see a lot of that, and she's on the weaker end, so I won't be surprised if she's gone soon.
All right. Well, next up we have Monica, Aldama, and Val doing a samba. I like the little dance that Val did before they actually
when he did the
performed.
turns.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And yeah, sambas, I feel like, in my opinion, are one of the hardest dances to do on the show.
They are one of the hardest dances. The pros talk about it all the time.
What did you think? Do you think they pulled it off?
I mean, first off, when Monica was talking to Val and kind of putting him in his place, I loved that. Somebody should have done that to his brother a long time ago. I thought it was her best dance. The percussion breakdown they threw in was actually really cool. I just found myself not really caring about it. And I know a lot of people online that I'm seeing really don't like her.
Why?
But
what's the reason?
I don't know. A lot of them are just negative times 12.
Well, my favorite part about this was the light when they flipped up the lights. Like, I thought that was really cool. It was like, oh, this is fun. But other than that, like, this is another situation where I'm like, she's top of the middle, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's good. I don't think she'll win, though. I don't think she'll even make the finale. I think she'll 6th place for her, because I just can't see
that would be a lucky break.
Yeah, I just can't see people really getting
especially with her being in the bottom 2 this week.
Well, from there, we move on to Anne Hetch and Keough, who I'm gonna till the end. I'm gonna get the name wrong.
Well, it is the end because she went home this week.
Yes, straight 7s though across the board.
Her best score.
Paso Doble. How did they do?
I mean, the package where she talked about her relationship with Ellen and how she kind of lost her career over it. Like, I'm so happy that all that is not legal anymore. I'll say that much. And I know Ellen's career took a giant hit herself when she first came out. But anyway, I didn't like the solo at the beginning. I thought it was really messy. I didn't
really
think the movement
awkward. Like,
it just looked weird.
I think they were trying to, they went big at least. Like, I can appreciate that, but otherwise, I don't know. I'm surprised they got a 7, honestly.
Yeah, well, they got 3 of them. But Keough's used to early eliminations.
Poor Keough, man. This poor dude.
Every season except for 2.
It almost begs the question, like, why does he still let the show keep doing this to him? It's like Lucy with the football. Like, they're gonna give him. He's like, all right, we want you back on the show. Great. All right, we're gonna give you like an early boot contestant. Like,
I mean, I've seen contestants that I thought for sure would be gone first advance a lot further than I thought they would.
Who was the example that you thought would be gone the earliest and ended up going the furthest?
That's really hard. The first one that comes to mind is Paula Dean. I thought she'd for sure be the first one to go.
She was on Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
How did she do?
She came in 9th. She was on the Bindi Irwin season. And they brought Louis back for her.
She was on Bindi Irwin season?
Yeah, she was. I just finished watching it.
No way. Yeah. Oh, you said Paula Dean. I thought you said Paula Abdul.
No, she was a guest judge on the show once.
Oh. No, Paula, yeah.
I don't think Paula Abdul would ever do Dancing with the Stars. I would love it if she did, but I don't know. I think she's better at judging dancers personally, because she did So You Think You Can Dance Permanently for 2 years. And I thought she was better there than she was on either singing show. But maybe that's also because I know more about singing than I do about dancing.
Matthew says Keough's just gone Strictly at this point. I mean, like, don't let them keep doing this to you, Keough.
Yeah, I don't actually watch Strictly. I know Gleb was on there for a few years. You probably don't remember Tristan, the Irish guy, but he was a pro there for a couple of years. Now he's a judge in Australia with Sharna. Dude is just a globetrotter, I guess.
Well, from there we move on to Neve Schulman doing a rumba with his partner Jenna. How did they do?
The flow was, this is the first dance of the night that I actually enjoyed. His hips were really, really smooth. Yeah, Artem won Strictly his first season, and then here he's never even made the top 5. Anyway, I think that'll change this year. Back to Neve. Yeah, the flow was great. His hips were really smooth. I thought it was great. I mean, I'm really happy I picked him. I know you had him dead last.
The dude's a natural. Like
he's so great.
He's really good.
And he
like
trimmed his chest hair, which is an improvement.
Just the movements are like he's very into it. Like you could see this dude's like putting in work. And I love the turn when she like lifted her leg and they like that one. It was like really, it was nice. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Neve.
Yes, 24 again.
But I will say, like, I think he is just in the top tier. Like, I don't think he's number 1. I think he's maybe 3 or 4. I
wouldn't be surprised if he ended up not making the finale.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't.
Well, we got Justina, Machado, and Sasha doing a salsa. Salsa, the hardest one. How did they do?
Okay, first off, I want to know who those dancers were in that demo because I've never seen them before. And I kind of want them on the payroll. When Len was doing his captioning, which I actually kind of liked. But no, I thought it could have been a lot sharper, but she did own this dance. I just kind of hope, because she started off at the top and now she's starting to not be so high anymore. I just really hope she doesn't lose that. I think right now it's starting that she might just kind of becoming stagnant.
My opinion is she is in the top echelon, if that's the correct words. I think I've got 4 names in my opinion. I've got Johnny, Sky, Justina, and like Neve. I think are kind of the 4 that I think are the top. Is that kind of the same for you?
I would put Caitlin there.
Oh yeah, Caitlin. Maybe so. Yeah, those 5 I would say. But Justina, look, the fact that she's even there, like, is like well done. I think though, in my opinion, right now, I think she's going to be, of those 5, I think she's 3rd, honestly. I think she's got the like voter appeal. Like I could see like people would want to root for her. But I think when it comes down to it, if you put her next to someone like Caitlin, I think I think Caitlin will probably get the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's so good. She's so much fun to watch. Like I really didn't expect to like her this much, but she's a rock star. She's cool.
Okay, well, yep. 4 8s or 3 8s, excuse me. There's only 3 judges. That's her best score so far.
We need paddles on Reality Hour. Like we need our own paddles. Like we could like hold up.
How would we do that?
It'll be like a little piece of cardboard on like a popsicle stick, and I'll be like. Anyway, Caitlin, Bristow, and Artem. Well, you know what? Mine would only be like a 10 or a 1.
We've never seen a 1 on this show. Not on this country.
All right, it'll be a 10 or a 3.
Fair enough.
There you go. Well, Caitlin, Bristow, and Artem.
Viennese waltz.
Viennese waltz. Our first 9 of the season, I think, right?
Yes.
And was it earned, Grace?
I thought so, yes. I mean, she did like miss the spot in her frame and she had to readjust, but honestly, everything about this dance worked. Her turns were beautiful. I mean, I don't believe in love, so the whole boyfriend story didn't really hit me, but honestly, she deserved the first 9. But there's a Paula and Brittany.
Well done. Very well done. I think she could be the winner. I don't say that ironically. Like, I think we could.
I don't want her to, though, because I don't want 2 bachelors in a row winning, because there's already a bunch of fire, because bachelors do better than they should. But, I mean, at least in this case, it'll be earned, because Hannah did not deserve to win last season. And Grocery Store Joe did not deserve to be in the semifinals. What?
I don't know. I don't know that the second person is there.
Oh, he was on the Bobby Bones season. He ended up somehow making the top 6 despite having the worst score every single week.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I would say him making the finale would have been the worst thing that happened this season, but then the finale actually happened.
Johnny Weir
Yes.
and Britt, they're doing a jive. My personal favorite dance on the show, but song choice was a little weird.
The song's been used a bunch on the show before.
This song is owned by Bindi Irwin, in my opinion. Like,
yes. Somebody else did it years and years ago. I don't remember who it was though.
How did he do this time? Did he improve, in your opinion?
I think this is the first time I've seen him with his hair down, and it kind of looked a little bit
weird.
I get what he was going for, and I mean, the match. Yeah, I've never kind of looked like Weird Al or something. I don't know. Anyway, the matching the matching jumpsuits I thought were cool. Technically, it was outstanding. He's starting to have more fun, and I'm actually really scared for next week because he has a contemporary. He's probably gonna nail it, and I'm gonna feel because I remember you picked Sky first, and I was gonna pick AJ or Johnny. I picked AJ, and I knew you were gonna pick whoever I didn't pick. And now Johnny's on your team.
Yeah. I don't see him winning, though.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think... could go either way.
Of my 5, remember I listed like 5?
Yeah.
I would... Now thinking about it, I would maybe even replace him with AJ, honestly. Like, I just don't... I can't see him winning. I feel like it's still too...
I think Johnny is the better dancer between him and AJ, but I think AJ is playing a smarter game.
Because he's the Backstreet Boy, and that's how they, like that's his thing.
Boy banders and figure skaters are pretty much always at least in the top 5 with a few exceptions.
All right.
I don't know. Do you not think there's room for them both in the finale?
Look, I don't know how Bobby Bones won the show. I have no idea what the hell
how it goes.
Next up, Gdmi and Brandon doing a tango. I like tangos. They're fun. Mm-hmm. What do you think of this one?
Okay, first off, can her mom be a judge, please?
Yes.
That woman is just so savage. I thought it was a step back from her Disney night dance, if I'm being honest with you. I thought it started out really good. Her character was good. She looked gorgeous. I don't know if she's doing her own makeup or if the show's doing it for her, but whoever it is nailing it.
It's got to be the show.
Usually. Because I know they do get some input on costumes, but that's another thing. I still like her, but this was definitely not as good as Disney night for me.
I think I was in this until the hold. Is that what you call it? Like when they start
when they're in hold.
Like when they get into position when they're I don't know, it just took a little bit of the fun out of it.
When they're together and they're in frame, they call that in hold.
Yeah, but otherwise, the beginning I thought was pretty awesome. I don't think it was amazing. Like I would agree with you, probably wasn't. But Jeannie is, in my opinion, another case where she is the top of the middle, or right there. And that's kind of where I see her placing, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if she made the finale, but
I don't see.
If she does, the best she can hope. She's not going to be in the top 2.
Well, next up, Vernon and Peta doing a rumba. How did they do?
Honestly, there were some things I liked about it. His hips were not great. His posture was not great. Bruno compared him to Rashad Jennings, who won season 24, and I didn't really like him either. But
that season was a mess. I was rewatching some stuff.
I'm not there yet, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to it because I was very upset that Normani came in 3rd and David Ross, who shouldn't even have been in the finale, came in 2nd.
Baseball players are like country singers on America's Got Talent.
He's the only one so far. There was a softball player. No, actually, there was one other on the athlete season, but he was gone first, and that season was a mess too.
Look, on Dancing with the Stars, every season, without fail, we get a sports star.
There's pretty much always a football player.
I never get invested in them. There's just another one every season, and I just
I can never get into them.
I can't get into it. No.
And I mean, I wasn't surprised when he was initially announced in the bottom 2. I think he'll probably end up there in a few weeks. Like I said, next week, someone from my team will be in the bottom 2, because so far, nobody from my team has even been in the bottom 2.
Yeah, are we tied? Where are we at with the
You
Good
have
job.
5 couples. I still have my full team.
Dang. That's
But
not
if we
fair.
go by average score, your team had a 23.2. Mine had a 23.1.
We're winning.
Thanks, Guy. We'll
All
get to
right.
her in a
Well,
minute. But no,
Jesse
Vernon got a
Metcalf.
22.
Yeah.
On to John Tucker.
John Tucker. Did you watch the movie?
No.
All right. So look, I am willing to make our draft a little more interesting. So here's what I am willing to put up, and you could put up something also. If my draft wins, Grace must watch John Tucker Must Die, and then we will do a podcast about it. What do you say?
What if I win?
You gotta your pick. You could make me watch Newsies or something with
I was gonna say Soul just got pushed to Christmas only on Disney
It did?
Plus.
I
Yeah.
was gonna.
But it's
not
only
gonna
going to be on
theaters?
Disney Plus. But I don't think they're charging extra for it because I'm telling you right now, Disney, if you're watching this, if you make me pay $30 extra just to watch Soul, as much as I've been excited for it, I ain't gonna do it. If
Hold on,
Eric is
hold on.
here, because I know he's excited for this movie, back me up.
We have an error. The show has been pushed back. It's gonna be. I don't even know, Grace.
But
I
now
don't
I know
know.
how I'm spending my Christmas after all the festivities are over.
Well, how did John Tucker do with his cha-cha-cha?
It wasn't bad. I mean, his package where he talked about, I mean, Vernon just was, crying over how much he loves his grandma. We had people with dead grandparents, we had people with dead parents, and he's talking about vintage cars. I'm just like, dude,
A little
not a story.
disconnected.
Not a
Well,
story.
you know what? Why are you faulting him for not having a sob story though? That's.
I'm not, but I am not somebody who votes on sob stories. A lot of people do.
I think the majority of people do, Grace.
Oh, I know they do. But yeah, his timing was a lot better. This is probably his best dance, but like Monica and others, I am starting to forget about him, and I know I'm not the only one.
Here's how I see John Tucker.
His name is Jesse.
Jesse Metcalf. Jesse Metcalf is discount AJ. He is AJ from this season. There's that gif of it's a kid talking to his mother, the kid, can we have, and it's AJ, and then the mom says we have AJ at home, and then it says at home, and it's Jesse Metcalf. You know what I mean? I'm saying, come on, that's what's going on here. He's second fiddle to AJ. I think he's as much as I enjoy John Tucker, I don't think he's in this competition for the long haul. I think he's only got 3 more weeks before he's in trouble.
If he ends up in the bottom 2 with a judge's favorite or a former front runner, and then he gets sent home.
Yes. But that's just how it's going to be, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here is what I think. If it wasn't for Tyra Banks, this would be the major headline from the episode. It's Sky Jackson
yes.
and Alan doing a pretty heart-wrenching tribute to Cameron Boyce. They're performing a foxtrot, and we get our first 10 of the season. I was a bit surprised this early.
Especially with Sky, because she'd never got anything above a 7 so far.
Yeah, she went from the bottom to the top, truly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, I know that, she worked with Cameron Boyce on Jesse. She's mentioned on Twitter that she's actually donating some of the money that she's earned from the show to his foundation. I mean, I thought the movement was really nice. I kind of feel like I still want a little bit more from her. A lot of people said she should have gotten a perfect score. I mean, to be fair, she had a foxtrot, so she couldn't.
It's too early.
I've seen people get perfect scores in weeks 3 and 4 before.
Really?
I have actually. But yeah, this dance really. I mean, she had a foxtrot, so she didn't really have an opportunity to bust out. I mean, this week she has a jazz, so that might be her opportunity. But well done, and I figured that she was going to survive regardless of what she did. But she danced really well too, and she's the reason you won this week. So
She will be in the finale, I think,
Oh,
one way or another. I think it would
I
be
think
a
so.
big shock if she isn't. And yeah, beautiful dance. She's just there's only as even though she's up, I think there's still more up to go. You know what I mean? So
It
yeah.
could be said about everybody.
Well,
Almost everybody.
almost everybody. AJ McLean and Cheryl doing a cha-cha-cha. Yes. Did they do
Larger than
good?
life.
Larger than life. He had some help from some, you know,
You got the
some
rest of the
weird.
Backstreet Boys performing virtually.
Look, I got to be honest. I have little to no knowledge of the Backstreet Boys. I still have no idea if this was the one with Nick Carter. But like,
Yes.
this was the one with Nick Carter?
Yes.
I was trying to be like funny.
Brian, AJ,
It's-
Nick, Kevin, and Howie.
but like from the little that I know, AJ seemed like the number 5 of the group. Am I right?
I mean, there
Wrong?
really wasn't anyone who went solo after or at least wasn't successful.
Mm.
So, I mean, there was no Justin Timberlake in this group. There was no Nick Lachey in this group.
But how did AJ do?
I was kind of hoping he would, I mean, this song was Nick Carter's freestyle. He was smart to save it for the finale. I mean, he did Backstreet's Back earlier on, but anyway. His technique was not, I mean, this is his first Latin dance, so his technique was not, stellar. But I loved the boy band solo. Loved seeing the
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. The QR codes on the screen were making me dizzy, and apparently somebody I saw on Twitter scanned one and it just took them to the show's website.
Oh, that's no fun.
What did you want it to take you to?
I don't know, like a secret website where you get like a secret like pass or something.
But no, I mean, I feel like he's done well in ballroom. He needs to do Latin just as well if he wants to win.
Mm. All right, well, that's kind of the episode. But
I'm happy he
I
got
know
8s
we
though.
got
All 8s.
yeah. But do we have some news about a press release? Is there something?
We do. So yeah, we already talked about the elimination. All of the judges voted to save Monica over Anne after after Tyra was screwing up and having producers screaming in her ear, Steve Jones style. And apparently Anne wouldn't speak to the press after the show. I don't know if she was just upset or whatever. She did go on GMA, but I didn't watch that. Okay, so anyway, on to next week. Next week, get ready to be totally tubular because it's 80s week.
I'm excited. I
love
saw
80s
one
music.
song list, one of the songs, and it was from Umbrella Academy. I love that song. So
Okay,
yeah.
well, so first off, the most important part of the show, Tyra's catwalk is going to be to How Will I Know?
It's the highlight of the episode for everyone.
How will I know if
Grace, she is the greatest. She's the greatest talent of our generation.
We said that about Carol Baskin.
There are a lot of people who are the greatest talent.
All right, and we also have our first jazz and contemporary dances of the season, which is awesome.
All right.
But anyway, alphabetical by celebrity's last name, as always. Monica and Val are doing a tango to Tainted Love.
All right.
Hopefully they nail that musicality, because I'm going to be so brutal if they don't. Caitlin and Artem are doing a tango also to I Think We're Alone Now.
I love that song. I love that song. And that is like, you never watched Umbrella Academy? That's where
No,
it's like,
I've heard
that's
the
where I
song
know
before.
it from. But it's so weird. We were talking about this, Grace and I, before we went live. It's one of those things where like you hear a song for the first time and then you just keep hearing it places. And you have no idea if it's because like other people are like taking the song and like, I don't know.
All right.
Go on.
Vernon and Peta are doing a tango also to Living on a Prayer.
That's an 80s song?
Yes.
I feel like that was 90s.
No.
All right.
Living on a Prayer was, I'm looking this up now.
I'm going to guess 1989.
I think it was before that. Why is my computer having issues like this?
Well.
86.
No. Wow. All right. What else we got?
I will tell you when I get my spot. Okay. Sky and Alan are doing a jazz to The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
That's the power of love.
Yes, that one. This one
right.
I'm excited for. Justina and Sasha are doing a jazz to Maniac from Flashdance.
She's a maniac, maniac on
I've
the
never seen
floor.
Flashdance, but I've seen the
I've never seen
scene.
it, but I know that song.
I've seen Dirty Dancing.
I have not seen that either. So
Jennifer Grey, who
that's
played Baby, is a Dancing with the Stars winner.
ooh. No
We
one
don't
puts
talk about
baby
that
in a
season either
corner.
because Bristol Palin was there. All
Okay.
right. AJ and Cheryl, this should be good, are doing a waltz to my least favorite song of the night, Open Arms.
Come to you with
No,
open
no. At
arms.
least Randy Jackson isn't on this show.
What would he
We're the
say about my
kids.
singing, Grace?
I don't know. He just talked about how he was in Journey for 15
And then
seconds.
he would say some things about dogs, and that would be about it. You know I'm right.
You are. All right. Jeannie and Brandon are doing jazz to Like a Virgin. It's a family show, people.
Yikes. All right, what else?
Jesse and Sharna are doing a tango to Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That one's probably going to be hard, though, because that song is really hard to count because it's in compound meter.
Maybe they do the Lord version, which I still think is
That would
like
be cheating.
epic.
That
Why?
would that Lord wasn't even alive in the 1980s. She's younger than we are.
Version of the song. Like it's I don't know. I
Oh,
love Lord's version of it. Have you heard
right.
Lord?
I've heard that version. Yeah, they've done it on the show several times.
It's pretty epic. Like
All right.
all right.
Nellie and Daniela have a samba to "Rhythm of the Night" by DeBarge.
Don't know that song.
Coming to the rhythm of the night. Da, 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 da. I don't want to keep singing because you're gonna get a copyright strike.
Oh God.
All right. Three more left. Neve and Jenna, the song's been done a bunch, are doing a quick step to Take on Me.
Take
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah. Say Allie Brooke did it I say Allie Brooke did it last season. Mel B did it. It's been done a bunch.
All right.
All right. Christelle and Gleb, I'm surprised the songs from the 80s, are doing a cha-cha to You Got It, The Right Stuff by New Kids on the Block. Oh, 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 oh. If you ever watch Fuller House, it's in the first episode.
Who else?
Last one, and this is the one I'm most afraid of. Johnny and Britt are doing a contemporary to, I love the song though, Total Eclipse of the Heart. What are you doing?
Total eclipse of the heart. That's gonna be a 10.
Oh, at least one.
I need to have like a little popsicle stick, like on a.
See, during Disney Week, if there's ever 10s, they hold up a Mickey head with a 10. But this year they did it too early.
How are you going to be
like-
preparing for? How weird song choice for Christelle. How are you going to be preparing for 80s week? What is your preparation?
I'm gonna like try to like do like an 80s hairdo, like tease my hair a little bit.
Oh, God. Well, that is some fun
Or
stuff
like
to look
crazy
forward
makeup.
to.
Just don't come on here doing a Richard Simmons impersonation because I'll literally leave.
Oh, God. Well, anything else to bring up from the show, Grace? The episode? Any errors in your ear that the producers are telling you that there's been a mistake and we need to go back?
Well, not next week's show, but the week after, for the first time since I believe season 23, Derek is going to be dancing on the show.
Ooh.
With his girlfriend Haley, and a lot of people are suspecting there will be a proposal. I mean, Emma and Sasha did it. I don't know.
Well, all I can say to that is that I'm Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox or on the two websites, adamsoapbox.com, adamcvblog.com, and my YouTube channel, Adam Samuel. There's a lot of Adam Samuels. If you put it in YouTube, you will not find it, so I will link it down below. Got a new video coming out. Should be either tomorrow or maybe I'll just push it off. Who knows? Follow my Twitter. I'll tell you there. Grace, what about you? Where can we find you?
On Twitter at reality2_Grace. I am also a judge on Dancing with the Stars Showdown. It's at DWTS Showdown on Twitter. Matthew runs it. We just finished our switch up week, which is probably not going to happen in COVID times. Plus, it hasn't happened in a few years. And then we have another show on Saturday, and I don't remember what the theme was. I'm sorry.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for joining me. This was a fun podcast. I
Yes.
enjoy this the banter. I it's very fun. To our viewers who joined us, Matthew in particular, thank you so much for being involved and giving us a third person in the room to chat with. So
Yeah, where's Eric?
Yeah, Eric actually messaged me that he was tired, wasn't going to be able to watch the show.
He can
But
watch it later. We archive.
we send him to Eric watching this tomorrow or the next day. We say hello.
He's probably not going to watch it if he can't mess with us.
Probably.
But no, he was the one asking me like if Tyra really screwed up the results that bad. I'm just like, a lot of people are suspecting it might have been a publicity stunt. Oh, different dances night. Right, we've got, what do we got? Like dances that are not normally on the show. Something like that. It's an all-star season though, so it's fun.
All right. Well, sounds like fun. Thank you so much to our viewers. We'll be back next week. I think Thursday might be our new settled time. We will I will follow us on Twitter. We will let you know what's going on there. But yeah, until next time, guys, this was fun. Peace.